Well, if you look here and you see all the private boxes around there, when we first went into Europe, Mad Busby said that it was such a fantastic thing to get into Europe and play for the European Cup that he thought that he would have to work harder, but what he really wanted was to be number one. And he went to San Francisco and he watched the Giants match, and he came back and he was so enthusiastic. He said, Bobby, you would not believe it. He says people were sitting behind glass eating a 5-course dinner while they were watching the football match, and he says we have to have that. And you see now what we've got. When he said that stand wasn't there, that one wasn't there, the one at the bottom wasn't there, and this one was a different shape altogether. But what he did, he had vision, you see, and he knew what he wanted, and he knew that when there's a match here, it's always going to be full, and it's ever been since, you know. But that's why it's such a special place, and of course Matt Busby started it. Not only did he start it with regard to how the plans for the future of the stadium were going to be, but he had a thing that young players should be given an opportunity to play. And I'm talking about at the end of a career, generally speaking, you know, if a player stretches his career till he's about 35, then they'll retire him nicely and say thanks very much. And these players used to be playing, and Matt Busby instituted the Busby Babes, and he put in 16-year-old and 17-year-old players, and he threw them into the cauldron, which was the first division. And here it's not like today where the grass is beautiful even though the season's just finished. In those days, by the end of October, 2 months, there was no grass on there at all, and it was all mud. And if there was what I used to feel was that if you're an attacking minded team, you know, then they would love you here, because Matt Busby used to encourage that. But when the juniors were given an opportunity, like Matt Busby said, I'll give them a chance. And Alex Ferguson now says exactly the same thing. He says if he goes to see someone, he'll say, if your son comes and plays for us, we'll make sure that he gets an opportunity. And that's always been the case. So what Matt Busby did and started, Alex Ferguson has continued, and Alex Ferguson is the most decisive manager that you could ever wish to see. He just makes really, really big decisions. Sometimes I wonder, I come down to a match and the team sheet comes, and I've never been closer than 3 to what his team actually is. But that's how he keeps them happy. If he says he's going to give them an opportunity, he gives them an opportunity. And here we are, you know. And I hope everybody's enjoyed it. And I hope from the various countries, I hope you've all enjoyed your stay and your visits, because we're very proud of it. This is not the biggest stadium in the world by a long way, but nevertheless, I think it's really unique in the atmosphere that it creates, and we're very proud of it. Now that's one question. That's one question that I've done. Hey, so that gives, unfortunately, I have a problem. I give unbelievably long answers to short questions.